squeeze out a little more time for yourself and actually say no when you really want to say yes, but you really don't want to say yes. You know what I mean? Like you want to do it because you want to please the person. As humans, we are called to share our stories because when we share our stories, it's like a mirror that reflects back to the other person, letting them know that they're not alone in their struggles. And this is a memoir-style podcast where I take my own experiences and share them with you in hopes that you see a reflection of yourself and let you know that you're not alone in those struggles. So, hey friends, Lori Michele here with Choosing to Shine. So glad that you joined me here today. I like to start by lighting a candle, and that just helps me set an intention of connection through deep conversations. And before I get started, I've been working on something really exciting. I am bringing to you guys through a Kickstarter 3 or 4 months from now. I'm still working on it, but this is my prototype box. And I'm so excited to see it like in 3D form. Oh my gosh, you guys don't even know how excited I am about this. Let me get the other camera up and then I can show you guys a little more up close. So excited. So I watercolor washed all these myself. I did these over a year ago, and they just still bring me so much joy. These are my original ones. Every time I have a guest on, they always ask me like how they can get a copy. I'm like, I don't have a copy. So it is coming, you guys. So here's my little box. And it's so pretty. Deep conversation starters. And then all the information on the back. So happy. So excited. I can't even tell you guys. Just so excited. Okay, I need to focus. So I created real quick to get all the business taken care of, and then I'll pull myself a card. I created a freebie for you guys, and that has 10 of the questions that you've seen here on the podcast. But it also has 10 questions that you've never seen. And I changed all of the what would you do or wish to what would I. So I changed it all to journaling prompts. So it's specifically for private journaling. You can share it with friends if you want. If you don't want to print them out, they are full color. If you don't want to print them out, I created a page just with the 20 journaling prompts, so you don't even have to print anything. I wanted to make it super user-friendly for you guys. I only have 3 cards left out of my deck, as if you've been here before, you know that as I ask my, there's 44 cards, so 88 questions. As I use a card, I put it away in a little box over there on the shelf. So I don't repeat any of the questions. So as soon as these 3 are complete, then I'm just going to bring the whole deck back in and we'll start all over again. All right. So I guess I'll just go ahead and finish these 3 off. Let's see. Oof. What do you wish you could undo and why? Oh gosh, a couple things come to mind, but let me think about that for a minute. What do you wish you could undo and why? And as always too, I invite you guys to grab a cup of tea. I'm having jasmine tea today, and join along. You can journal and answer your own questions. Yep, that's good. Let's see. What do I wish I could undo and why? I mean, that's kind of deep question. I feel like, well, they're all deep questions. But I feel like if you watch the episode of Reflections with Tina and I, we kind of talked about this. You know, when you get to, as you get older and older, you take your history, your real life experiences, and that's who shapes you and molds you, and it just makes you wiser. So I'm not sure that I personally would undo anything because of that. I mean, I wouldn't be who I am today without all my experiences, right? I don't know. I'll think a little bit more about that one. Let's see here. What's a part of yourself that you've spent years trying to change? What's a part of yourself that you've spent years trying to change? So I am definitely a people pleaser. I have tried so hard not to be that because it came to a point. Oh, I just noticed my candle is leaking all over the place over here. It must not be centered. Squirrel. Live and wild, you guys. Unedited, unscripted. So growing up in a dysfunctional household, I really kind of took that fixer, keep everyone happy, keep everything light, try not to stir up any issues, keep the peace, right? So I got really burnt out about the time my kids started elementary school. I just wanted to do everything and be everything that my parents weren't for me when I was in school, and that was the all-in mom. So, I joined the PTO even before they started school. I met everybody, all the staff, and as the journey continued, I ended up being the PTO president. Then I ended up being the PTO president plus being the principal secretary. So I was working a full-time job for free and working a full-time job. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it, but I also had like a horse at that time. We had some hurricanes come through and had a lot of flooding and damage, and it was just a lot of stuff going on. I remember I broke out into hives. We had like one of the hottest summers ever. We were on vacation and I wasn't supposed to be in the heat. It was a mess. And I was like, wow, I'm just so burnt out. Like, kind of started reflecting at that point, like, why is that? And I was just giving too much and not taking care of myself. So my body was finally like, look, I'm going to make you slow down or you're going to have to slow down. So I really started paying attention about that time period in my life. So about 20 years ago, of, me always saying yes to everything and not putting myself first. So I would have to say that's a part of myself that I still stop and think before I answer any question that's asked of me. Not to make it sound selfish, but do I want to do this, or am I only doing it because the other person asked me? And sometimes I still will do that. But yeah, you guys get the gist, because I feel like the people who are here are probably very similar to me. So you understand people pleasing. All right. So last card. What was a small act of kindness from a stranger that you'll never forget? So my kids were teenagers. We were going to a anime convention down south. And so we were traveling, and we had a blowout. And I hadn't checked, or my ex, who I was still married to at the time, didn't check my spare tire, and it was also flat. So we were stranded on the side of the road, even though Florida has like the, I don't know what it's called, like the rescue people that come by on the highway and they help you. They couldn't do anything for me because I didn't have, I didn't have a spare, right? And they don't carry spare tires around with them. So finally, and apparently they also didn't have air, which was the issue. So some guy, I think it's called Road Ranger. That's what it's called, Road Rangers. So two of those people had come by, and I just kept calling repeatedly. I mean, we were stuck on the side of the road. I think we're going on like 5 to 6 hours by this point. It was dark. We were in an area I was not familiar with. There was nowhere to walk to, no food, no bathrooms. And also for some weird reason, like the window had stopped working, like all these things were going wrong. And this guy right at dusk came running over, like, I don't know where he came from, but it kind of scared me because I didn't see a car, right? Just this guy was like running across traffic to us. And he's like, hey, I don't mean to scare you guys, but whatever part of the interstate we were on, you had to go a long way to turn around. And he said that he had went to work or something and then was coming back and saw we were still broke down on the side of the road. So let me just paint this picture too. So because we were headed to a convention, we had to pull everything out of the trunk, because my girls sold like books and journals and pictures and posters. And so all this merch was in the back of the trunk. We had to take it out on the side of the road to get to the tire. And then we're just like, well, we can't put it back in because, somebody's going to show up, and then we got to unload all this stuff again. It was a mess. So anyway, the stranger runs across and he says, I drove by like 6 hours ago, saw you guys. I thought the Road Rangers would come help you, and I couldn't turn around. So I just ran across the interstate. What do you guys need? And he actually brought like a gas thing. I guess he thought we were out of gas or something. And I said, I need air in my spare because I blew my tire out, but I can't, nobody, the Road Rangers can't help me. And he's like, oh my goodness, like, I guess I could make some phone calls, see if somebody's got like a convertible air compressor. Maybe we can get you some air out here. Like, you can't be out here overnight, on the side of the road. And he goes, well, didn't you call? I had a really old Mercedes. He's like, well, didn't you call Mercedes? And I was like, no, I don't. This is an old car. I don't have that service. And he goes, no, like, it comes with the car, no matter how many times it's been sold. Because I just bought it from someone, not from Mercedes. I didn't know. And he goes, yeah, just call them. So I was like, how long would I have sat sat there not knowing that I had free service from them. So I ended up calling, and they actually had a compressor, so they pumped the air up, and just told me to drive slowly. We finally got to the hotel, and then I took it into Mercedes the next day and got a fresh tire and got my window fixed, because the window wouldn't go up, and it was gonna start raining, so we had to like tape it up. And wow, yeah, that was like, I don't even remember the convention. I was like so out of it. And then I was like, I need to go to the store and buy me a bottle of wine. Excuse me, I'm gonna sit on the back patio. I'm gonna order me room service and just drink a bottle of wine and just chill. I went to buy the wine, and I propped it up with some other like snacky things, and the bottle fell out of fell through the top little thing and fell on my toe, and I was wearing flip-flops. I was like, what have I done to deserve this weekend? Like, I was just trying to get away and have a little bit of fun. It was so terrible. Oh my God. At least I can laugh about it now, right? So that was my last 3 questions. So next time, whether I do reflections or echoes, I will mix the whole deck back in, and you guys sign up for my email alerts, get your freebie 20-day journaling challenge so you can stay connected. I'm so excited. What's going on, what's coming up. I have all kinds of new merch and journals and stickers, and oh my God, I've just been designing my little graphic design heart out. I've been having so much fun. So I'd like to leave you guys with some kind of takeaway that was from my story. So I think I'll go back to the question about what's a part of yourself that you've spent years trying to change. I would really challenge you guys to think about that, like where you're giving your time and energy to, and who you're giving your time and energy to, that you could maybe squeeze out a little more time for yourself and actually say no when you really want to say yes, but you really don't want to say yes. You know what I mean? Like, you want to do it because you want to please the person, but you really need to I just need to take some self-care day, right? So yeah, let's focus on that this week. I'm going to do that too, because I've got some big changes coming up here soon, and yeah, I'll share all that with you guys later. So thank you all so much for being here. And as always, love to all.